So I made the video and I'm about to post it on the computer. And I'm like, like when you're nervous about doing something, because I'm still kind of nervous about the feedback. Not even really the feedback, because I don't think people are really going to give any feedback, but it's just like what people will perceive from me making this video. And I feel like, I don't know why, I feel like people are going to say like, oh yeah, like Amir's kind of like into himself, and like Amir's like this, like Amir's like that. And I think I've gotten to the point where I really don't care, because I feel like, to be honest, when like, especially what I was saying on the videos, like when I feel like I diminish myself to make other people comfortable, and I think like I don't know, based on like how I've been feeling and how I've been dealing with my health and dealing with the repercussions of not speaking out. It's like I feel like this is like a weirdly a good first step, and I don't know why. I just remember like since maybe September, I was like praying, and I don't know if it was like prayer I think it was I was praying, and I was like, yeah, like what can I do to like make myself feel better? And I just remember like the first thing that popped into my head was like, oh, you gotta do what you want to do, and what you're and like basically the thought process was like basically like what I'm scared to do is that I'm scared of kind of like judgment when not warranted for just being myself. And there's always going to be things that um people will judge you for, and things that I obviously don't want the world to know. But I feel like the message that I'm trying to get across to myself is that this is for me. So whether people like it or not, is that it doesn't really matter. But this is for me to grow, and I think like I already know it's gonna come off as cringy. I already know it's gonna come off as I don't know, maybe like seemingly self entitled, and which I don't really understand myself. But I think just how I would perceive the video. Um, if I saw someone else do it, I probably wouldn't really care. But just knowing the world we live in, it's just kind of like this is how kind of people think, right? So yeah, I'm just like sitting here. I'm kind of nervous about sending. I'm like right at the screen, getting ready to upload it, and actually no, it's not missing right here on Instagram, and I'm like should I do it? Should I not do it? But it's put in the text for the caption. Um, and then we'll go from there. But I'm gonna post it. I'm gonna ignore my phone. It's like 12, it's like 1 a.m. So I'm gonna ignore my phone until tomorrow morning. I bet you, hopefully, it hits the target audience, which is pretty much my friends and family, people who are close to me. The randoms, they're probably gonna skip it. They're gonna be like, "Oh, what the fuck is this? Like, is it really worthwhile?" But I think it's just good to put out there that I want to make a change for myself. And I feel like for me, I'm very like I'm very driven by when I say something, I mean it. Not to say that I'm always correct, not to say that I'm always making the best choice for myself, but when I say it out loud, that means that I've invested time in making this decision process. Um, Not all the time, obviously. You say like kind of random shit or random things that don't really make any sense. Sometimes that's one thing, but in terms of like executive decisions and like what's going to change your life. Like I feel like this is like one of those moments, like many times that we all have in our lives. You're like, oh, I'm going to do this and I'm going to try. I feel like with me, I need like a major overhaul, and I have like all these different plans, and it's not really. And it's like I was thinking like, oh, maybe you just want to be famous. I'm like, not really. I just want to be comfortable, and I feel like this is kind of one of the few ways I can force myself to be comfortable is like putting content out there, not really caring what people think. And I feel like I was like that before, no, within reason. But now I feel like I'm just gonna jump the gun and just go for it, because I'm like, you were like that before, and like you've been having health problems with your health issues and with work, and like your self confidence since the pandemic. Um, that now I'm at the point where I'm like, no, it's time to reclaim it, and get back in the flow, because you're not where you should be, I guess, in your comfortability and what's going on in your life in that regard. Everything else seems to be pretty much fine, but just in this one area, I'm like, and it's causing problems. I wouldn't really be so like focused on it if it didn't really cause any problems. But I feel like this has been causing life problems in terms of like work and like dealing with people, and my comfortability around people too has changed. So I think this is a good way to like restart that. The video's gonna go out in like 5 seconds. We'll see, but that's all I wanted to say. All right, good night.